Hello fellow humans, this is a bonus episode. I'm going vlog style. I could not wait for the next Monday. I was successful at giving the degrowth memo I wrote to none other than the leader of a major national party in Canada. This is Jagmeet Singh, the leader of the new Democratic Party of Canada. I'll play the encounter with him with sound in just a moment. He was not aware of the word degrowth, but now he knows. The degrowth memo is a very brief introduction into what the degrowth movement is and what it is asking for. I will tell you now what is on the paper Jagmeet Singh is holding in his hands. You can see the full text in the description box below. Degrowth is a planned and democratic reduction of production and consumption in rich countries to lower environmental pressures and inequalities while improving well-being. Degrowth is not the opposite of economic growth, but rather a call for sufficiency. Degrowth is prosperity for all humans within planetary boundaries. The theory of degrowth is the culmination of 50-plus years of research in ecological economics and related sciences. Earth is approaching ecological catastrophe within our lifetime. We cannot continue material economic growth by depleting Earth resources and destroying biodiversity. Canadians consume 14.2 tons of carbon footprint per person per year. We need to get to 2.5 tons by 2030. There's no economy, no jobs, no housing, no healthcare, no public services when Earth is destroyed. Canada has a sovereign currency. The government can do net budget spending to pay for the radical change of our economy and society, both at federal and at provincial level. Radical progressive wealth tax must be enacted to decrease consumption of the richest Canadians. Millions of decent, sustainable jobs can be created with a job guarantee to transform society and the economy. Housing is a fundamental human right. It cannot be a for-profit business. Government must enact choice editing to remove products from the market that are harmful to Earth. Non-elective healthcare must cover the entire human body. The minimum wage must be at least $20 per hour. A system of carbon rationing and/or carbon trading or tax is required to drastically reduce the carbon footprint. The power of the financial industry must be reduced drastically. Finance must be democratic and local. Alternative currencies, not Bitcoin, local banks, slow finance are needed for a genuine transformation of Ontario and of Canada. Traditional Indigenous lands must be decommodified and Indigenous rights must be respected. Green growth is a myth. Economic growth cannot be decoupled from increasing carbon emissions. We ask from our elected politicians to enact universal basic income for all adult citizens, no exclusion, no means testing, to enact universal basic services, free access to all public services, transport, education, healthcare, to enact strong laws in support of worker cooperatives and economic democracy, to enact strong laws for work time reduction from 40 hours per week to 20 hours per week, to enact laws for maximum income, maximum wealth, and maximum wage gap, 1 to 6, lowest to the highest, to enact laws to drastically decrease economic inequality, to enact laws to make housing a public good, not a business, to enact laws for a federal job guarantee that will transition the economy to full sustainability, to enact laws to drastically reduce consumerism and to drop economic growth as a main policy objective, to replace GDP with metrics of genuine progress indicator, GPI, and gross national happiness, GNH, to obey closely policy recommendations from the IPCC and ecological scientists, to respect the rights and dignity of present and future generations to live a decent life on Earth. Here's the full encounter with Mr. Jagmeet Singh. Nice to meet you, Tanaran. I canvass and volunteer for Mara.
Oh, great. What's your name?
Vlad.
Vlad. Nice to meet you.
I'm an
Vlad.
economist, an
Okay,
ecological
great.
economist.
Hey, which one?
Ecological
Oh, cool,
economist.
cool.
I specialize in degrowth. Are you
And
familiar with
No,
the...
no.
This is a memo I wrote. It's
Sure,
based on
okay.
IPCC data. It's heavy, it's loaded with data. I'm very concerned about the environment and the economy. So degrowth is about it's a new movement that redefines the economy. It's pretty much post-capitalism.
Yeah.
It sounds hard, but it's based on science.
Cool. Sounds great.
So I want you to be aware of it.
Thank you.
It's coming from the scientific community. I try to educate in the writing.
Yeah.
And I would like to align with NDP in the near future.
Cool.
So I'm inviting to
great.
speak locally.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to help the NDP
Thank
with
you,
this.
thank you.
Thank you
Good
for
to meet
being
you.
here. The memo was also read by all major candidates here in the riding of Don Valley East in Toronto, where I live. I have met already many people who agree with these statements. A radical change is needed for Canada. We cannot afford the status quo anymore. All humans, all Canadians deserve to live with dignity within the planetary boundaries. This memo is only the beginning of change. You will hear from me again soon. Subscribe to the channel for updates about the transition to post-capitalism. Click here to watch these videos to learn more.